Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and this is one of our 2019 Cayennes. Now, for 2019, as you may already know, was a full overhaul for the Cayenne, so a lot of new stuff. One of the largest changes, one of the most significant, is the engine. So now it's a 3-liter engine, single turbo, twin scroll. It makes 335 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. So quite a bit more torque than we had before, and at lower RPM. So the car feels quite a bit quicker than it used to. Now, some stuff about this one in particular. It has the Premium Package Plus, which we'll put on the majority of our cars. Once you have that package, you have kind of most of the must-haves, most of the stuff most people really want. Some of which being the 14-way seat. So it's the same shape as the standard 8-way, but you gain the thigh extension as well as the lumbar support. So a lot of people will upgrade to that seat. Some of them you'll see with the 18-way seat. That's the one that's much more heavily bolstered, but can make it more difficult to get in and out. So the 14 is more popular. That's what we have here as well. In that package, you get seat ventilation. So there'll be heated seats in all of the Cayennes. That package gives you the cooling as well as heated seats in the back for your rear passengers. In addition to that, you have the panoramic roof, which is pretty significant. We find just about everybody wants that. So that's in that package. As well, you have the lane change assist, or more commonly known as the blind spot warning. They've moved that now this year, so it's right on the side mirror, very easy to see. It's another one most people really want. And then new for this year, you may have noticed the headlights already. They're the new Matrix LEDs. So we used to have the LEDs still last year, and they had the option where you can leave your high beams on. If somebody's coming down the road, it'll turn them off or kind of dip them out of the way. Now with the Matrix LEDs, they have 84 individual LEDs, and they'll turn off only the specific lights that are affected by that car as it drives by, while you keep the rest of your beams on. So that's pretty cool. We've been putting that in a lot of the 19s, and is again part of this Premium Plus package. And then not lastly, but 4-zone climate control is another thing. So all of the Cayennes will have 2-zone, where you have independent zones for your driver and passenger, but we add the 4-zone so that the rear passengers have independent zones back there as well. They can control their temperature and where their air is coming from and all of that. The other thing I wanted to mention from that package is comfort access. So, of course, touch the door handle to unlock it, and then just touch on the outside of it here to lock it. We've had that for a little while, but what's been added to that this year is the kick to open and kick to close tailgate. So now that's here for 2019 and is pretty nice to have. In addition to the package now, kind of moving on from that, we put on the trailer hitch, the towing package. So with that equipped, the Cayenne's actually pretty capable that way. It'll tow about 8,700 pounds, so quite a bit. And then as well, we put on the roof rails in black. So when you do them in black, you also get the window surround in black. On a car that's black already, makes it look pretty sleek. But something to know about the roof rails is they cannot be retrofit. So if they don't have them from factory, you can't decide to add them later. As well, we put the Sport Chrono package in this one, which is kind of cool. All of the Cayennes will have Sport mode, which you can press and it'll sharpen your throttle response and change shift points and things like that. When you go to the Sport Chrono package, you get a Sport Plus mode, which is a little bit more aggressive mapping, and you get an individual mode, as well as a button in the center of your drive mode selector. So that drive mode selector is part of that package, where now on the steering wheel you have a little dial that you can switch from Sport to Sport Plus and to individual. And now there's a button in the center. They call it the Sport Response button. When you press it, you get a 20-second countdown clock coming up on your screen, where you have kind of all the power available to you right now. It's like a push-to-pass thing. So we've put that in this car too, make it a little bit sportier. And then there's a couple of firsts for the Cayenne that we put in here. One being the heads-up display. So now you can see your speed and navigation directions and so on projected right onto the windshield, which Porsche has never done in any vehicle before. They have it now for this Cayenne, so we put that in here. As well, we have the Bose audio, which would be part of that Premium Plus I was talking about earlier, but that's here too. 90-ish% of our cars will put the Bose audio in. The standard stereo is good enough if you're mostly a talk radio person. You really don't need to go to the Bose. If you care a little bit more about the sound, it's definitely worthwhile. You get a lot more power with the Bose system. You do have the option to go up further to the Burmester, but because of the cost, you have to really care about the music to do that. Those of my customers who have will say it's their favorite feature, but if you're not completely passionate about it, save a little bit of money and go with the Bose. And then as well, the Sport exhaust in this one too. So you have the button on the inside, you can press it, make it sound a little bit louder, open up those baffles. Definitely gives it a little bit more character than without, and changes the exhaust tips as well. So you get 2 round pipes on either side rather than the trapezoid shape. And the last thing I wanted to point out, which I'm sure you've noticed already, is these wheels, another first for Porsche. So these are the new 22-inch 911 turbo design wheel. Really gives the car a lot of presence. The biggest you could ever go before was 21. Now we're up to 22, and it does make a difference. One note there, though, is the 22s will always come from Porsche with summer tires. So you want to make sure if you're going with this wheel that you get a winter set as well. And that pretty well summarizes this car. I'm sure there's a lot more to it that I didn't get to, but please do give us a call or pay us a visit. You can check out this car and some of the other ones we have in stock, or go for a drive. Thanks so much.